This is Toy Spell, and today we're looking at the Tian GH002 Ancient Splendors Victorious Fighting Buddha. Woo! That was a mouthful. Here's the box side, here's the other side. It's got a barcode, it says Tian there, and then just, you know, the basic information. Tian. And then what's that say? It says 303 Toys. The other side, top and bottom. Okay, not much to the box, so let's get it open. Well, I guess that's why there wasn't much to the box. This box, on the other hand, is very nice. I like the striking black with the red and the white. It looks very nice. There's the one side. And there's the back. We've got an image of Wukong there with all the same information. And then the other side, the top and the bottom. Much nicer in this box. So let's get it open. Oh, how do we... Oh no. Give me 1 second. Okay, I had to get it started, but here we go. And this is what you see when you open the box. I like these little pamphlets that come with these Wukongs. It's pretty nice. It shows you what the body looks like, looks like it's just going to be a plain body. Wants you to blow dry any pieces to make sure that when you swap them, they don't break. And yeah, you can take off the face, you can put it through the rope, or you put the gourd on there. Magnets, it looks like. Okay, we've got quite a sneak preview of everything that's going on here. And what happens when we remove the foam? Oh, there's Wukong. Let's get him out. And you've got to peek behind the foam just in case there's more. And there's more. And here's everything out of the box. Should we do a face reveal together? I think you would be mad if I didn't. Oh, I love that paint. Okay, let's go over these accessories. He has 2 feet so that you can switch out his shoes. He's got 2 open hands. These are the opposite hands of what he has equipped. So he has his right hand that's open in a grasping kind of pose, and the left hand that's in a gripping because he has the opposites on him. And he's got 2 pointing hands so that you can point with either arm. He's got a jade gourd, which is honestly probably the nicest gourd of any of the Wukongs I have yet. And he's got this piece, which is magnetic, and it equips onto his back. This is his flag holder for the 4 flags. The flags each have writing on both sides. They're not stickers. They're double-sided. They're each painted. It's really nice. The writing does stick out. You can kind of see it there. It is like sculpted in there, so it's not a sticker at all, and it's got a lot of shading to it. And here's the back piece with the flags. You can rotate them while they're in there so that they can stick out just a little bit more. I can't read Chinese. I don't know what these say, unfortunately. So I just matched the back of the box and I put them in that order. We have the Phoenix Feather Crown, and it has this little bead down here that you can adjust the size so that if you hold it here, pull down on that, you get a bigger loop there. So you can put it around his head. It's stretchy. And the Phoenix Feathers, they're red and orange, or red and yellow. You know, they're not the most detailed or freshest looking Phoenix Feathers I have, but they're cool. The Phoenix Feathers are not wired, they are just a softer plastic, and they'll just go into whatever shape they're already in. And here are the feathers attached to the crown. So you have 1 full Phoenix Feather cap. Of course, you're given a Ruyu Jingu Bane. Very nicely detailed words written down it. Top of the staff is so detailed and nice, or I mean, both sides, the bottom of the staff as well. Jingu Bane is this tall compared to Wukong. A red scarf or sash. It is wired. What is this, a blanket? And a nice red cape. On the cape are these golden hooks. They would hook onto here and here. And a stand. And of course, in typical fashion lately, my stand doesn't work. You have a magnet here, and you have a magnet here. So the magnets are supposed to attract, and then it can get together to hold your stand for you. When I do it, it's opposites. It pushes it away. So anytime I put this in, it just bounces right off. They're just not ever gonna match. Now let's get a closer look at Wukong himself. I love this face paint. It's so good. The hair sculpt is decent. It's not great. It's not awful. It's pretty good. But this armor is something else. This is so nice. You've got incredible leather detailing going on around the gold armor. You've got this triangle motif, which is a very big staple of the era. You also have the leather running down the sides of the armor. Even in these forearm armor pieces, the bottom is stained like a bluish green. You've got the blue leather here, the cords on the side here that should be in the front. They are beaded on the bottom. You have this hook over here, and I'm assuming that's to put your gourd through. I remember something about the hook in the pamphlet. And these back pieces have some kind of beast face on them, like maybe a tiger, that matches the front pieces, but these come off. These are just magnetic. And that way you put these flags on them, and they magnetize really nice, like really quickly. Looking really good, looking good. Even the clasps there, they look really nice for their size. The leather, I'm blown away by this leather sculpt. Like, look at the details, look at the leather going there. Oh my gosh, do you see that? There's like, whatever that is, the seam of the leather, the sewing of the leather. This is really incredible. Going all the way down here, you have the rivets, each colored gold. And then you've got that seam running down of the sewing. And that's on every piece of this leather trim. On every piece. Everywhere you see brown, that's there. And this gold looks really metallic. Like, the colors on this figure are just, they're insane. These ropes, all of the ropes going through here, those are all real ropes. They're not sculpted pieces of plastic. They are real ropes. And if we take a peek under, he's got this black robe going on. He's got it under his skirt fin here. And under that, he has red pants that are tied around the knee that frill out. Wait a second. He has a tail. I didn't think this one had a tail. Look at that. Oh, so the tail's just going to be a peg that pegs into the butt, and it'll swing up and down, left and right. So it won't have any other movement. It just swings, pivots. The tail actually doesn't stay in there very well, and it doesn't really swing because it doesn't stay in there really well. So it just kind of free floats, I guess. I got all excited about this tail, and then it turns out it's like, nah. It probably won't even be in there for long. Anyway, back to admiring the details on the armor and the leather, and like the shoes even have it. These shoes are gorgeous. Okay, so let's jump into the articulation. So his head is actually attached at the neck, so it can go up. It can go up that far and down that far. It's not great. He can almost touch his chin to his chest there, but then he can tilt just, you know, just a little bit. These shoulder pieces are attached to the chest piece somehow, which lets his arm go up at just slightly over 90 degrees. And he does have a bicep swivel, so you can turn it at his bicep. And because of this armor, his arm can go up that far and then swing back that far. He's got a double elbow, so I'm gonna move it this way so it doesn't get obstructed by this armor piece. It gets really tight. It's a good double elbow. And his wrist here is the ball hinge. So you can do up that far and down that far, but the down is being stopped here, so it just depends on how you have that hinge oriented. His torso is 100% going to be obstructed by all of this armor. So he can twist pretty much all the way. He can go about that far, twisting. And there goes the tail. I told you, this thing's not going to stay on for long, and it's off for me now. Twisting the other way, about the same. And then back, without the legs. Back's not bad. Forward without the legs. Come on. Forward. It's not great, I'll say that. Moving his legs forward, you can get these skirt armor pieces out of the way. And that's forward. And moving it back, that's back. That's not bad. From here, we'll look at the knee. And the knee goes pretty far. And the ankle is actually pretty awesome. You can see it's that ball hinge where it goes up and down and then you can rotate and whatnot. But here, let me get this off here. But the hinge itself is on a ball so that it can rotate ways that a regular hinge wouldn't. It's in the lore for him to have these shoes and everything because like they're the awesome cloud treading shoes he was given to by the Dragon Kings. But like if I'm given the choice, I'm always gonna do the monkey feet. Anyway, up that far, down that far. Obviously you can spin around and with the ball joint can pivot and twist and all the good stuff. I know I didn't show the Phoenix Feather Cap in yet, but let's move it straight into poses and you'll probably see it there. First pose is a challenge. Second pose, he's healing up like in Black Myth Wukong. Ready to take on the next challenger. Standing there menacingly. The different hand options actually make it kind of easy to put him in similar poses that look very different. Same goes for the back accessories, like the back blings. They make him look very different. He's looking good with his scarf, his flag, and his staff. The gourd too. I'll tell you what, he could probably hit a couple other really awesome poses if his stand worked, but it doesn't, so I have to hold him here. And he definitely doesn't hold himself. Here's another pretty sweet one. If only he had a stand to hold him. Okay, let's do some comparisons. Batman from McFarlane. Who is the better brooder? Honestly, I really like this because Wukong's supposed to be short. I mean, he's supposed to be shorter than that, but that's short enough for me. I like this combo. Star Wars Black Series, Boba Fett. I do not like this combo. Wukong is very big. I mean, I guess it can be excused that maybe this is after his Buddhahood and he becomes the victorious fighting Buddha, so he's bigger, he's godlike, he's just a massive presence. Peely's surprised, so Fortnite Peely. Yeah, that's, I guess Peely's a bit bigger than the Black Series, so this kind of works. He can almost be one of the Fortnite characters. A NECA Predator. Yeah, this works because monsters are always awesome as really big creatures, so that works. Noda Toys Wukong. Joyman Toys Black Myth Wukong. Device Driver Studio Victorious Fighting Buddha Wukong. Figura Obscura Wukong. And the Fury Toys Wukong. Bonus for the mini Fury Toys Wukong. Okay, what do I think about this Wukong? I think this guy has an incredible shelf presence. Like, the colors on him and the textures on him and just everything about him looks so incredibly nice. I think if you want to put him on your shelf, this is gonna look really, really good for you. The things I love about him are the texture, the print on the flags, how they're sculpted and they stick out, and just how they're shaded in the crevices so that you can really make out what words they are, if you could read that. The textures on the armor, the leather, the metal, the details on the face, the colors. I really, really like the face paint. I think that looks gorgeous. The negatives, unfortunately, there we go. The negatives, unfortunately, are many. The pegs on his wrist are far too short. His hands will pop off if you're trying to push them a little too far past the pose. They'll just pop right off. The way you attach the cape onto the loops on his chest, on his armor, is difficult at best and incredibly frustrating at worst. This is probably a fluke and won't happen to everybody, but like, my stand is useless, it's garbage, it does not work. The tail's so small I barely noticed it at first. I didn't even know he had one, and then it ended up falling off anyway, and it was just way too hard to keep in. It just doesn't stay in really well. And I kind of alluded to it in the posing, but his feet, they don't hold poses well. Like, they're loose, and if you get him into a squat or whatever, the ankles aren't gonna hold. So it'd be really nice if you had a stand that worked. Unfortunately, I don't, so if you do have a stand that works, that is not as much of a negative for you. And these Phoenix feathers, they don't look the best, and they don't pose. So they're there. So I know I sounded harsh with a lot of negatives, but honestly, the best scenario for this figure is if you want to buy him, add him to your Wukong collection, or just put him on a shelf. He's going to look great. The face paint, the flags, the gourd, everything about him is gorgeous. He will look amazing on a shelf for you. But if you want a figure that'll pose and you'll play with and you'll love to mess around with, I'm sorry, this just isn't the guy. But for me, I'm incredibly happy to add him to my collection. I don't have a Wukong with flags yet, and his face paint is just gorgeous. I really, really like his face paint. So he's gonna He's going to go on my shelf. He's going to look great there. And I'm going to love seeing him in my collection. And that's it. That's my review. So until next time, stay safe and have fun. Wukong!